I'm very curious to see what John's deck is going to be because, oh, it looks like they're spectating now. Or they're live now? Yes, they are. All right, we're jumping in. Here we go.
All
Let's see
right, here
what
we
decks they
go.
got. We're going to see how this goes. Get hyped in chat. And the
All
match has started.
right.
Good luck, have
We
fun.
see double Rip Rider. Both players running Rip Rider Ninja. Wait,
The
these are
first,
the exact same.
you know what? They might have, every once in a while, two players will plan a same deck, and this could be something like that, or it could be completely coincidental because they could just
So this
both have
is
good
a
decks.
dead even setup here. It's gonna come
Oh
down
my
to
gosh.
who has better execution with their setup.
You couldn't
And right
ask
now, even
for
the
a better
takes
grand
are
finals.
even. Although Chai now has the tick lead, Jon Snow has to try to even it out or get out of there. And he's going to go for the retreat.
Oh,
And unfortunately, not able to do it.
you know
And
what?
Chai
That
gets the snipe.
that just guarantees the victory for Chai. No, that's a joke. But still, it makes you wonder. Like the first archer on the very same deck, does that speak volumes for the rest of the match? Who knows? That's what we're gonna find out.
When it comes to these two players, that is definitely not the case. Now able to force that archer away. And it's interesting what John's doing. For those first two shots, he didn't control his archery. He just happened to position it in the right spot to get those extra takes. However, he still has a health deficit. Now it's going to be evened out with the second archer, forcing Chai away. And Chai now opting for an early ninja. Both players doing early ninja.
Yeah, the early ninjas coming out, but Chai is just a little bit ahead with that one.
So I do believe that we're probably not going to see very high archer numbers in this. We're probably going to be seeing a lot more of ninjas and rip riders. As here we go, Chai going in for the attacks against
Ooh,
Jon Snow's archer, and
yeah.
he's going to take that one.
Every archer Chai takes matters. You know, it always counts and adds up to the overall scheme. It's never just one archer. It's 300 gold lost, the time taken to create the unit, the time taken away from creating other units, and just picking them off like that does volumes.
It's
John's
not a
still building up the
severe loss.
points.
It's actually not a severe loss for either side because with Salvador Smithy, they will make a decent chunk of that gold back. Now we're seeing Spiros from, oh my god, they both have Spiros coming at almost the same time.
But we also have a Rip Rider coming over from Chai's side. Look at that.
Oh, we do.
How do you think
So,
this guy's going to be utilized mostly?
well, it'll definitely throw up a distraction against any archers that are present. But
Right.
again, I highly doubt we're going to be seeing high archer numbers from both sides. It's mainly going to be Rip Rider Ninja with Spiros.
Right.
So there definitely have to be more ninjas out because the ninjas can actually catch up to the Rip Riders and hit them. So the more ninjas you have, the easier chance you have at taking out Rip Riders and then being able to take out opposing ninjas as well. And then Spiros is there to just throw a lot more chaos into it.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
And yeah, as I suspected,
The heroes
it
coming
looks
out.
like both sides have completely abandoned building archers. We're probably not going to be seeing them. Probably not until an opportunity arises for them to show up.
Yeah.
Where say both sides lose a severe amount of units, and maybe they can archer stack to provide some harassment from a distance.
We got a lone ninja coming in probably just to scout the battlefield, seeing a very similar setup to Chai's own. And Chai's now going in with the full pressure.
Triple ninja, and I also think there's triple ninja from Jon Snow. Yeah, Jon Snow going to go for a garrison though, leaving his Rip Riders in the open.
Very interesting, but Chai still retreats back, not wanting to deal with the castle archers. The miners are back out again, but now the pressure's on.
I'm not sure if that's what Jon Snow is trying to rely on here, is the DPS of his castle archers for assistance here. And Chai going to do a lot of damage on the run back, and now that Rip Rider is dead. He kind of just threw it out there as a distraction.
Yeah. But now Chai is down one Rip Rider, according to the 3. Oh, nope, never mind. We got another one back out.
And now Chai, he's saying, you know what? These two archers have to go. I need more population for Rip Riders and Ninjas.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jon Snow does the same thing for the one archer he has.
That's the thing is, like, even just a sacrifice player controlled archer is still such a menacing unit because he's just getting those shots and doing those distractions. But at
He
the
is.
end of the day, it's going to take a lot of those shots to take out the hero. And we got the
Yeah,
Wisp
and even
out
with
in
the
play.
healing wisp, he can pretty much just laugh off the damage here.
Right.
However, leaving these miners a little bit exposed for a potential rush.
A little bit. But Jon Snow
he's
just
just
needs the
gonna-
money. Jon Snow can't afford sending them back when not necessary. But losing a miner there because
Well,
maybe didn't send it out soon enough.
all right, he's sending in. He gets a deep freeze on 2 Rip
Gosh.
Riders.
It's a
I
massive
can't
battle
even
already.
tell what unit is where right
Yeah.
now.
Look at all those ninjas trying to take on the Rip Riders and doing a successful job. 3 Rip Riders,
Yeah,
a lot,
actually
with
doing a
low
lot
health.
of damage, and since Rip Riders came to garrison,
the
Jon
army of
Snow
ninjas
forced to
coming in.
just rush out and try to defend his army here.
The ninjas just aren't quite fast enough though to catch up like with running Rip Riders, and that's who they need to focus on.
All right, here we go. We might see it here though. It looks like Chy's just content with trying to bait Jon Snow,
Right.
and then just poke at his units when he goes for the
Yeah.
retreat.
And that's what Chy always does. It's the coming in and teasing a little bit and then running back and then coming back forward. Jon Snow's definitely seen this kind of play from him before. But I think really without these archers, it's going to be really tough to really fight back the army of Rip Riders. But I understand that this is a very anti-archer deck from both sides because obviously they're the same deck.
Oh, absolutely. And now Jon Snow has to be a little quick here. He's starting to eat those tower zaps, and it looks like he's going to try to rush the tower here. He's distracting Chy's army.
Sure. Chy is too busy user controlling. He can't even. He probably doesn't fully understand what's going on.
There we go. Chy definitely going to lose the tower here.
Definitely. And
but
we
now
got
here he comes back with his army.
Right. So now we have a battle at the tower. That was a very smart move from Jon, just getting the units away for a second. And just doing that at least gets the miners out of the fray so he can still mine while having the extensive battles they were already having.
All right, double deep freeze going. Now the ninjas are going for a pretty heavy
Both
skirmish here. Both players using spears to attack the ninjas as much as possible.
Yeah.
I can't even tell who's coming out on top in this fight right now.
I think it might be Chy. I think Red's.
Chy.
Yeah, those ninjas are falling down. The hero is down too, heading back home. That's definitely
it looks
not
like
something
Chy is going to take advantage of this, which makes sense. He has a lot of low health units, so might as well just throw them away while letting them get damage at the same time. And it's working out here. He's forcing Jon Snow to garrison once again. Now bringing our former ninjas reinforcement.
This is tough. I think the ninjas are mostly dying. The problem is he can't quite pick off the units that he needs to pick off. They're so low health, though. Oh, no, they're going down now. That's good.
On the ninjas, and Jon Snow controlling a Rip Rider, getting extra damage on the ninjas.
The hero's going back, too.
Them out.
He's going to have a hero well before Chy does. Chy's going to take a long time for that hero.
It is, and he can take advantage of that and capitalize while he still can.
Still a lot of miners in play, too, despite the ones that were lost. Chy probably coming in just to scout, but having those castle archers is definitely going to help. It feels like the most helpful archers right now are just castle archers and the user-controlled ones. Oh, but a huge army of ninjas.
A lot of ninjas from, oh, yeah, absolutely. I think Jon Snow is going to have to probably commit more to ninjas. But here we go. He has Spearos. This is the opportunity for an upset here.
Yeah.
Smart move from Chy, though. He saw the ice pack activation, and he pulled back to render most of it ineffective. And now we have another very confusing fight right now.
Especially when they're all the same units.
I cannot tell. It looks like
the heroes officially returned
might have an advantage here.
Yeah, well, because I think it's a part of this. The hero is Jon Snow came out with that hero, and the frost is just super helpful, even if he does lose it right here.
Here we go. Now it's just ninjas on ninjas here.
Right.
Now here's the Rip Rider getting in the way here. I think Jon Snow might come out on top of this.
Yeah, it's looking like it. But still, both players losing lots of enemies or lots of army. Oh, but another Rip Rider coming out from Chy. That's kind of tough to deal with. One Rip Rider is such a big thing in this kind of matchup.
But I'm seeing the same thing as before, where Chy is slightly outnumbered, but he still goes for the pressure.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a good idea here. He needs
It's
to
what Chai
reestablish a
knows, you
ninja
know.
count.
It's Chai's bread and butter is the pressure, and I think that's just why it's like, oh, but look at that, he's bringing the ninjas away a little bit, not for too long. They've got an
Probably
objective.
has an opportunity to try and take the tower, but there's still a
Ooh,
good cluster of ninjas right there
right,
to rack up damage here. He's gonna go for the economy rush, and I mean he's gonna get some decent damage from it.
yeah.
But
But the
here we
hero's
go. We
back
got a
now.
healing wisp. Spiros is back from Chai.
That actually is
Oh,
going to help a lot,
yep,
slowing
it
down those
is.
ninjas.
And the ninjas are still distracted on
Yeah.
fighting one of Chai's, not Rip Rider, but it was a ninja there. Now Spiros starting a lot of damage.
Now it's worth
Yeah,
mentioning.
Jon Snow has the ninja lead. The ninja lead is really helping him out here.
Since this match is going longer than the ones before, we do have a 15-minute match timer, which means when the 15 minutes are up, whichever tower has the most damage is the losing tower. So that's something that they got to start keeping in mind as well. If it gets to that point, it's still 5 minutes out.
Right.
But
So essentially,
oh, Chai going in with the resign.
What happened there?
When I think it's just when Chai knows, and Chai saw the future there and thought, hey, I can't win this. But I don't know. We've seen that happen from Chai before.
I mean, he was slightly outnumbered, but I mean, he could have possibly held out to the 15-minute mark, and
Right.
that would have forced Jon to resign because his statue had less health. But I guess you're right. I guess he saw that wouldn't be a possible option, and he
Well,
had to throw in the towel.
you know, I think what the trend has been is just that Chai is really good at holding down that pressure, continuously doing the pressure. Whenever Chai has center, Chai is in charge of the match. Chai just deals damage, picks people off, and keeps attacking. But I think Chai just doesn't have that confidence in his late game play of being able to both defend while regaining the center after it's already been captured. That's something that Chai just doesn't get encountered with super often. But of course, we have to give pay respects towards Jon Snow, who even managing to get the tower seemed impossible at some point, and Jon Snow was able to just counteract the pressure and bringing out units to just re-get a footing with those Rip Riders and distractions and the heroes coming out at the perfect times. It was pretty wild, but Jon Snow just played the cards properly. They had the same deck, and Jon Snow played the cards properly. It looks like.
Oh, absolutely. Opting to sacrifice making Rip Riders for the sake of getting more ninjas was definitely the upset because when those ninjas are grouped together, they are actual chainsaws just tearing everything apart.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, mad congrats to both Chai and John for getting that far. John takes over another victory, making them tied for PuniEsports tournaments one. And then, of course, shout out to both Germany Strong and Ono for making it as far as they did up to the top four. And special shout out to all of the players who have played and taken victories or losses, just contributed to the tournament. You guys are all appreciated. And of course, to throw your skills on the line and put yourself in the gauntlet is something that's admirable. So even just that, I think, helps make you a better player to give yourself that kind of confidence. So thank you guys all so much for joining and playing. Lots of really cool matches, and I think this will go down as one of the tournaments that we remember in the future, having such power players around the end. And yeah, I think with that we're pretty much good to wrap up here with the grand finals being met. SO7, thank you so much for joining me. Would you care to talk about where people can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, channel name The Order Empire. Just come stop by if you want to watch someone play video games and do a terrible job at them. But nonetheless, congratulations to Jon Snow, and well done to everyone who participated. And can't wait for the next one. I guarantee will be just as exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when players like Jon Snow and Chai show up again. Special shout out to all those who have been joining multiple tournaments. It's great to build up these storylines and see everyone grow as players. So thank you guys so much for that. I guess I'll give one final look at the bracket to end things on. I don't know if it'll update in time, but you guys know what happened after grand finals. It was a very exciting set of tournament. Thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, if you'd like to see any of the matches that we casted, they will all be uploaded to YouTube on our YouTube channel, which is in the description, within a week's time. It takes a little bit of time to get all of that prepped. But that's where you can find it all. And of course, you can join our Discord if you'd like to be able to join the future tournaments and stay updated as to when they happen. The most frequent comment we get nowadays is, when is the next tournament? How do I join a tournament? What's up with that? The answer to all that is really just join our Discord. That's the best place to stay updated on all the tournaments and how to join them. So that's I think that's going to do it for this time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you, SO7, for commentating. And I'll see everyone in the next PuniEsports Stick War 3 tournament. So long, everyone.